Before diving into today's major story, we want to take a moment to pay tribute to Eddie Jordan, a true icon in the world of Formula One. Jordan was more than just a team owner. He was a visionary who played a crucial role in shaping the careers of some of the sport's greatest drivers. His passion, charisma, and deep understanding of F1 made him an unforgettable figure in the paddock. Our thoughts are with his family, friends, and the entire F1 community mourning his loss. Rest in peace, Eddie. You will be deeply missed. Now, let's move on to today's breaking news. Fred Vasseur has made a decisive call regarding Lewis Hamilton's surprising team radio issues during the Australian Grand Prix. This could be a game-changer for the seven-time world champion's adaptation at Ferrari, and what unfolds next might define his entire 2025 season. What really went wrong between Hamilton and his race engineer? What did Vasseur have to say about the situation? And most importantly, how will Ferrari resolve this issue ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix and beyond? Stay tuned until the end of the video because we have all the crucial details you won't want to miss. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update from the world of Formula One. The Australian Grand Prix was expected to mark the beginning of a thrilling new chapter for Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari, a moment filled with excitement and high expectations as the legendary driver finally donned the iconic red suit. However, things didn't go as planned. The race turned into a frustrating battle with unpredictable weather, complex strategy calls, and, most notably, a tense and, at times, chaotic radio exchange between Hamilton and his new race engineer, Riccardo Adami. Throughout the race, Hamilton's frustration with the pit wall's communication was evident. On multiple occasions, he voiced his displeasure over team radio, instructing his engineer to let him focus, clearly feeling overwhelmed by the constant flow of information. This was a stark contrast to the seamless communication dynamic he was accustomed to at Mercedes, where he spent over a decade working with the same engineering team that perfectly understood his preferences. After the race, Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur addressed the issue directly, acknowledging that Hamilton's radio conversations were far from ideal. It wasn't a clean one at all, Vasseur admitted, recognizing that the flow of information between the pit wall and Hamilton needed improvement, especially in critical moments where strategic decisions were being made. One of the key moments in question was Ferrari's delayed call to bring Hamilton in for intermediate tires, a decision that ultimately cost him several positions. Was this a simple misjudgment, or did confusion over the radio contribute to the costly error? Vasseur was quick to clarify that he doesn't see this as a long-term concern, but rather a natural adjustment period as Hamilton and his new engineer learn to work together. It's the first race, the first time we've had to communicate between the pit wall and the car, Vasseur explained. He emphasized that Ferrari is already working to refine their communication system, adding, "We need to establish a better way to exchange information, but we'll learn from this first race, and it won't be an issue going forward." For Hamilton, effective communication with his race engineer is one of the most critical aspects of his driving experience. At Mercedes, he had a near-telepathic understanding with his longtime engineer, Peter Bonington, better known as Bono, who instinctively knew when to provide vital updates and when to step back and let Hamilton focus. That level of familiarity simply doesn't exist yet at Ferrari, and it showed in Melbourne. Ferrari's approach to race communication differs significantly from Mercedes. Their engineers tend to be more structured and detailed in their messages, which can sometimes lead to information overload. In contrast, Hamilton thrives on clarity and concise feedback. If this mismatch isn't addressed quickly, it could become a major factor affecting his performance this season. Recognizing the root of the problem, Vasseur and Ferrari's engineering team have acknowledged that Hamilton's radio struggles in Australia were more than just a minor miscommunication. They were a fundamental difference in communication styles between the driver and the team. As a result, Ferrari is now implementing a structured approach to refining their radio protocols to ensure that Hamilton receives information in a way that enhances his performance rather than distracting him. One of the primary adjustments involves reducing non-essential updates during high-pressure moments. In Australia, Hamilton expressed frustration at receiving excessive input from Adami, particularly when he was focused on navigating the changing track conditions. Ferrari is now analyzing the timing and delivery of their messages, ensuring Hamilton only hears what is absolutely necessary during crucial moments, such as overtakes, tire management, and key strategic calls. Additionally, Ferrari is shifting towards a more standardized and predictable approach to radio communication, something Hamilton was accustomed to at Mercedes with Bonington. This means introducing clear, pre-agreed phrases for various race situations to minimize ambiguity. Whether it's tire wear feedback, gaps to rivals, or urgent strategy changes, Hamilton will receive information in the most concise and effective manner possible. Another key change involves adjusting pre-race briefing protocols. While Ferrari already conducts thorough strategy meetings before each Grand Prix, they are now incorporating specific communication drills with Hamilton to establish clear protocols for different scenarios. For instance, if weather conditions suddenly shift, the team will have a predefined method for delivering updates to avoid unnecessary radio clutter. This structured approach will also apply to tire strategy, fuel-saving instructions, and other key race management calls, ensuring Hamilton always knows what to expect from his engineer without second-guessing. Internally, Ferrari's engineering team is also re-evaluating their decision-making process, particularly in unpredictable race conditions. The delayed pit stop call in Australia highlighted how hesitation or unclear communication can lead to costly mistakes. The team is now working on streamlining strategy calls so that once a decision is made, it is executed with immediate clarity over the radio, minimizing any hesitation or confusion. Furthermore, Ferrari is actively involving Hamilton in shaping this new communication system. Rather than forcing him to adapt entirely to their pre-existing methods, they are allowing him to have a say in how he receives critical updates. This collaborative approach ensures that the information flow is tailored to suit Hamilton's needs rather than the other way around. In summary, this isn't just about fixing a radio issue. It's about building a seamless communication framework that allows Hamilton to focus entirely on driving while trusting his engineer to provide the right information at the right time. Essentially, Ferrari is adapting to Hamilton rather than expecting him to conform completely to their system. This is a significant shift, demonstrating Vasseur's commitment to making this partnership successful. But the big question is, how will this impact Hamilton's performance in the next race in China? Shanghai is a circuit where Hamilton has historically excelled, winning 6 times, the most by any driver in F1 history. However, this time, he faces an entirely new set of challenges. Not only is he driving for Ferrari, but he's also still adapting to a completely different car philosophy, team dynamics, and, of course, race communication. The key to his success in China will be how well Ferrari executes these communication changes in real time. If they can establish a more fluid dialogue and improve their in-race decision-making, Hamilton could deliver a much stronger performance. However, if the issues from Australia persist, frustration could mount again, increasing the pressure on Ferrari to get things right. Another crucial aspect to monitor is how Hamilton stacks up against his teammate, Charles Leclerc. The Monégasque driver had his own share of frustrations in Australia, but ultimately finished ahead of Hamilton. As the season progresses, the internal battle at Ferrari will be a storyline to watch. If Leclerc consistently outperforms Hamilton, questions will inevitably arise about whether the British driver can truly thrive within Ferrari's system. That said, if Ferrari successfully resolves the radio issue and fine-tunes their race strategy, Hamilton could quickly turn things around and prove he's still a championship-caliber driver, even in a new environment. What happens in China could be a turning point in Hamilton's Ferrari journey. If everything clicks into place, it could set the tone for the rest of the season. But if the struggles continue, doubts and frustrations will only grow. So now, we turn it over to you. Do you think Ferrari can fix Hamilton's communication struggles before China, or will this remain an ongoing issue that costs him valuable points? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.